Hello, hello, hello. And we welcome those of you tuning in to Horizon High School here in Scottsdale, Arizona. We got another 5A Northeast sectional matchup here tonight. It's the Horizon Huskies taking on the Cactus Shadow Falcons. And we thank those of you tuning in. My name's Eric Castellan alongside Aaron Nemiroff. Aaron, we got a big sectional matchup here today, just 2 weeks before the playoffs come into town. What do you make of this matchup?
I think it's going to be a good one. Huskies come into this game 6-2, 2-1 in the section. Cactus Shadows 3-5 overall, 0-4 in this section. But one thing we got to note heading into this game is starting quarterback for Horizon. Jace Ashley is inactive. We saw him take a hard hit last game in the fourth quarter out by the sideline. So it'll be Zach Jones starting at quarterback for the Huskies tonight.
A big storyline there for those of you who follow the Huskies every week. Jace Ashley, if you were watching last week, took a big hit from a Higley defender, and it resulted in a roughing the passer. It was a very late hit, to say the least. But he was shaken up there. Zach Jones came in to finish the rest of the game, and we saw Ashley in street clothes warming up. Not even warming up, actually. While they were warming up, Ashley was on the sideline. So just based off of that information, we didn't get a chance to speak to Coach Litton if it is an injury or not, but just based on what happens, putting together the context clues, it does look like he is not going to play in this one. So it is going to be Zach Jones assuming duties tonight.
I think it's safe to assume it was probably an injury because Ashley is out there on the sideline supporting his teammates. If it was any off-the-field issues, I don't know if he would be there right now. But we can focus on the game now. And it'll be Jones tonight, not Ashley. And I'd say he's more of a traditional pocket passing quarterback. They use Ashley a lot in the running game, a lot of read options. But when Jones is out there, I think it's a lot of handoffs or just regular passes under center or shotgun.
We should see the passing game open up a lot more. And to your point, Ashley is a dual threat, to say the least. He's definitely been having defenses be a lot off balance for the most part. But Jones, he's going to stand in there and zip it to his receivers. We should see a lot more of the passing game open up, as well as maybe even Bodie Zamorano and Anthony Segura getting a lot more carries. And they both had their fair share last week. Segura had 3 touchdowns on the ground, and Zamorano had 125 yards on 29 carries. So they had everything clicking last week, including the defense. And against an 0-4, at least in the region, Cactus Shadows team, defense is going to be a very, very big thing to keep your eye on if you're Horizon. And this Cactus Shadows offense has been struggling, to say the least. They've definitely gotten in more of a groove, but in this tough section, they faked an onside there. That was
funky.
That was very funky, but it looks like we're just going to get set to kick this one away instead, to fake the onside. Horizon will get the ball first. Vincent Valentino and Adam Wagner back deep, and we're underway here in Scottsdale, and it's fielded at the goal line by Valentino. He'll take it out. He already has a kickoff return touchdown this year, trying to break a couple tackles, and he's finally brought down at about the 37-yard line.
Great job by Valentino, just finding the holes there. Was able to get to the 36, 37, like you said. Good blocking by Horizon. It's a good start.
So 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. That'll bring out Zach Jones, once again leading this team under center today after Jace Ashley went down last week late in the second half due to injury. He is still on the sideline supporting his teammates, and we're going to see Zach Jones here tonight. 343 yards, 7 touchdowns, no picks on the season for him so far. He started a few games early before sectional play, so he's definitely no stranger to action.
That is right. We have seen him come into a few games late in the fourth quarter when Horizon does start to pull away earlier this year.
On 1st down, Jones will hand it off to Bodie Zamorano. And the bruising back carries it about 5 yards, maybe 6 on the first carry of the game. And as we said, Zamorano coming off an 125-yard performance last week at Higley against the defending 5A state champs.
125 yards in that game, and that's actually pretty much what he comes into on average. He's averaging 124.8 rushing yards per game.
Right on cue. On 2nd down, they hand it back to him. Makes a couple people miss and gets past midfield into Cactus Shadows territory at the 48-yard line. Good enough for a Husky 1st down. And back-to-back plays where Zamorano showcasing his running ability.
That is right, and that's going to be something Horizon probably will stick to for the majority of this drive. As long as it's effective, you got to keep feeding Zamorano.
Came into this game just under 1,000 yards, 998 yards. Jones play action here under pressure. Tries flipping it to Carson Cobb, and it's just over his head, incomplete. He had pressure right in his face on the rollout attempt. And Cobb will be able to bring that one down as tall as he is. So 2nd and 10 coming up, and back to my point, Zamorano, he's over 1,000 now, but coming into this game, he had 998 rushing yards. And it's safe to say he easily got that on those first 2 carries, and so he pushes him over 1,000. He's got 8 touchdowns. Anthony Segura leading the team with 11. It's more of the bruising power back. We're going to get a pre-snap penalty here. This looks like it's going to be likely a false start here. It's an offsides penalty against Cactus Shadow. So rarely on a pre-snap penalty you see it go against the defense. Usually they try to stop it right away if it's an offensive penalty. But there they catch the defense off the line, and free 5 yards here for the Huskies.
Yeah, that was unusual. Like you said, usually when it's pre-snap like that, it's almost always going to be on the offense, but not on this one.
So 2nd and 5, Jones will hand it off back to Zamorano. Goes up the middle, met by a group of people at the 40-yard line. Ran into a wall. 3-yard gain there will set up a 3rd and short. So 3rd and 2 here at the 40. They need the 38. And Anthony Segura, the big power back I just mentioned, is in there now. He's a little bit tougher to bring down than Zamorano is. And boy, he was a force to be reckoned with last week with 3 touchdowns on the ground and over 100 yards rushing. Jones fakes it. Hit as he throws again, and this one's going to be incomplete. Penalty marker flies at the last second. Curious to see what that's going to be. Intended for Jax Markovich, the tight end. Couldn't find him. A holding call here against the offense. So they are going to accept it and bring it back 10 yards. And that's a good decision when Coach Litton likes to go for it on 4th and short.
Yeah, definitely. Those 2 passing plays that they've ran so far almost look identical. I mean, Cactus Shadows was able to get immediate pressure on both of those play actions. They were looking for the tight end in the flats. Neither of them were able to be successful for Horizon.
So ball right at midfield, 3rd and 12. And Jones on the drop back. He's going to sling it down the left sideline. Looking for Vincent Valentino. It's incomplete, but a penalty marker's down. And the defender got there a bit too early.
I think this one's going to be pass interference.
Valentino had it in stride, it looked like. Oh, just to confirm. Can't throw the rock. Looked like that was Marshall Lassiter getting there a bit early. Safety for the Falcons. Bit of confusion. The referee started walking the wrong way there.
Yeah, that was weird. I mean, we both knew it. It was going to be pass interference on the defense. Not really sure why they were trying to move the ball in the opposite direction, but either way, it's a Huskies first down.
So 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Jones will hand it off to Jordan Partridge on a bit of a jet sweep there. And a penalty marker is down.
Partridge with the carry, penalty marker down.
And the lone blocker on the far, or actually the near sideline, is jockeying with one of the corners there. Get a personal foul against Horizon. That was Carter Lavruski, the tackle, who got involved with one of the defenders there. And it was after the play. It was a dead ball foul.
And it was really nowhere even near the ball at all. Not a good penalty for Horizon. Got to start to clean things up.
So despite the dead ball foul, it's still first down. 1st and 25 now. Back at midfield are the Huskies. And a draw play here to Zamorano. He's got plenty of room to work with. And he gets those penalty yards back and a couple more. Another penalty flag comes out. Boy, we've seen a lot of laundry on the field early in this game.
4 plays in a row. Holding on the offense. This one's going to be coming back. That's a shame because that was a really well-executed draw play. The whole defense was faked out. Zamorano did a great job looking to his left when he knew the ball was going to be coming to his right, and he was going to be running down the right side. I like the play. unfortunately, just got to stop holding.
So, yeah, like you said, 4 plays in a row. We've already seen more penalties in this first drive than most of the first and second quarter last week. But a very, very aggressive penalties here. So another 1st and 25 here. Zamorano this time nowhere to go. He gets a couple yards. He gets 2. He's 2nd and 23. After a 2-yard gain and a couple successful plays negated by penalties here early on, and the crowd didn't seem to take too much of a liking to it, especially 4 plays in a row. They were just caught off guard.
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
So 2nd and 23 now. Jones in the shotgun. Drops back. Pressure coming. And he let go of it a little funky, and it's intercepted. Intended for Jordan Partridge. And it's Ransom Ludlow with the interception for the Falcons. As Jones got hit as he let it go, and that ball kind of just sailed. Didn't have any spin on it, no rotation. It just floated right into Ludlow's arms. An easy INT there for the defense.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised how that happened for Jones. I mean, he saw the pressure. It wasn't his blind side. He came off the left side right in his face. I guess Jones just missed him.
So we get a chance to see Donovan Dixon now, and he almost lost the ball as he tried to throw it. And the sophomore QB slings it incomplete towards their sideline, towards the Cactus Shadows sideline. So Donovan Dixon, the sophomore, he accounts for most of the Cactus Shadows offense. He's got nearly 2,500 scrimmage yards this season. 1,485 passing yards through the air and 968 on the net, 68 on the ground. That's almost 2,500 yards. He's basically almost a one-man show, really.
Yeah, he actually comes into this one leading Section 5A in all-purpose yards, passing, rushing. Don't think he's receiving much, but yeah, he's definitely a threat out there.
Sophomore doing his job here for the Falcons. So after that incompletion, 2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line, or actually the 46. And Dixon drops back, steps up in the pocket, and he's a threat to run. And this Horizon defense all over it and bring him down after a 1-yard gain. And that's one thing that you got to keep an eye on. Dixon, as we saw, he has a lot of rushing yards, but this Horizon defense has proven that they can adjust quickly and bring the ball carrier down as soon as they see him take off.
Absolutely. That was a really good play on the defense. I think they had multiple people in sort of a QB spy, knowing that Donovan was going to try to escape the pocket. They had multiple linebackers ready to stop him, bring him down.
Dixon, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and he has his running back, Nick Stiefel, I should say, alongside him. 3rd and 9. Dixon drops back. Blitz coming. Slings it over the middle. Almost intercepted. Tanner Newt came right up to that ball, and it sailed right through his hands. Maybe a little tall. Regardless, it's an incompletion on 3rd down, and that should bring the punting unit out for the Falcons.
We've seen Newt come up with a couple of balls like that this year. He does have 3 interceptions, and I feel like ones look just a lot like that. I kind of thought he was going to come down with it just a little bit above his head. Regardless, good stop for the Huskies.
Yeah, you can see him coming back to the sideline, kind of angrily pumping his fist. He wanted that ball, and he almost had it. Either way, they get the offense off the field and force a punt here. Vincent Valentino, the dangerous return man for the Huskies, is back. And almost looks like a fake, and he gets it off at the last second. Valentino, no fair catch. He's going to return it from his own 23, and he's wrapped up right around the 30. And they'll mark him down right there. So a 7, maybe an 8-yard return there. We'll set up Horizon at the 30, and let's see if they can recover after a very rare turnover. We don't see this Horizon offense with a lot of turnovers. We've seen a lot of penalties. Obviously, that last drive was a good example, but one thing they don't really do is turn the ball over.
No, and it certainly doesn't come from the interception. We've seen the running backs have a little bit of trouble holding on to that football, but they've been really good at limiting those INTs, and Jones was hit on the last one. So
Anthony Segura, the back here on 1st down. They hand it to him. He stiff arms the defender, and he's got plenty of room to run down the near sideline. 40, 30. No one's going to catch Segura. He's gone. Touchdown, Horizon. Putting the defense to sleep indeed. A 70-yard scamper. That's Segura's 12th of the year. And very quickly, just like that, Horizon strikes first. Well, there's your answer for that last drive. Why not just run it 70 yards for the touchdown?
There you go. Segura picking up right where he left off last week, having 3 rushing touchdowns. And we've talked about them both, Zamorano and Segura. That running back duo works so well together. And as you can see there, Segura burst 1 for 70 and a touchdown.
A force to be reckoned with, a two-headed monster, if you will. Canyon Floyd on to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. And it didn't take long, less than 20 seconds into that drive. It just took one play, a 70-yard scamper from Anthony Segura. And the senior gets Horizon on the board. It's 7-0 with 8:03 remaining in this first quarter. And that's exactly what you want if you're Coach Litton after a drive where you get a rare turnover on the first play from scrimmage. Just a 70-yard run where really there was only one defender that really posed a threat there.
Yeah, I mean, just excellent blocking, good play call. It's worked to perfection for Coach Litton and the Huskies. And that really woke up the Huskies crowd. They were getting a little restless after all those penalties on the first drive. Then you had the turnover. But after Segura was able to run that one for 70 yards and the score, the Huskies crowd is back into it. Student section is lively. And it also quieted down Cactus Shadows over there on the other side. They were getting really excited after the interception, but not anymore.
And Segura came into this game with just 330 yards on the ground, so he's got a lot less yards than his counterpart Zamorano, but he comes in and he's a surefire scorer. It's his 12th touchdown, as we said, as Canyon Floyd boots this one into the end zone for a touchback. Well, not a common thing to say, or actually it is a common thing to say, I should say, as Floyd leads the state in kickoff yards. He's, well, the ASU commit, one of the best kickers in the state. He shows it there. He's got a big leg on him. Seems like we say that every week, though.
We definitely do. Can't undervalue the kicker. One of the most important positions of football, and Floyd does it to the best he can.
So the Falcons back on offense here. They'll start at their own 20-yard line. Donovan Dixon looking to try to lead an answer here, to answer right back. Hands it off to Stiefel on first down, and he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to run there. Brings up a 2nd and 10.
They're going to check Segura in on defense now, playing some linebacker after that score on offense. He can do it all.
Two-way player on this Horizon team. We've seen him. He made a couple sacks last week, too. He's been really all over the place. There's a few players on this team that are two-way. Carson Cobb's one of them. He plays tight end on the offense a few times.
Caden Cox plays a little wide receiver and cornerback.
So 2nd and 10 now from the 20. Dixon drops back to pass. Pressure coming, slings it over the right side. It's caught. Good enough for the first down.
Really good throw there by Donovan. He saw that the Huskies were in zone coverage. Had his receiver 12 yards out on the curl route. Fit it in there perfectly to move those chains.
They rule it a gain of 11 on the play. That was Noah Browse with the catch. And Browse, really the top target on this Cactus Shadows team. 34 catches, 467 yards, and 6 touchdowns coming into this. And he had 4 catches and 2 touchdowns last week against Notre Dame Prep. Dixon drops back on first down. Slings it to the outside. It's Browse again with the catch, his 2nd. He gets about 5 yards there on first down. Nice little gain there. Brings up 2nd and medium. And Browse, really the favorite for Donovan Dixon. 66 yards last week. Again, 4 catches, 2 of them being touchdowns. So he's definitely who you got to keep your eyes on if you're the Horizon defense, or especially the Horizon secondary. 2nd and 5 now. Dixon fakes the handoff. He'll keep it on an option to the right side, and he's met immediately by a group of Huskies, a pack of Huskies, if you will, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. It'll be 3rd and 5.
I know it's early, but I touched on this before. It seems like the Huskies kind of went into this game thinking, let's contain Donovan. Let's not let him run it all over us. We're going to make him pass, but we can't let him beat us in the running game. Seen that a couple times so far.
So now a big 3rd down here for this Huskies defense. So we get just under the halfway mark of this first quarter. Dixon drops back, blitz coming, scrambles to his right. Throws it at the very last second downfield for Browse, who can't haul it in. What a play there Sticking his hand in there was Tanner Newt to break it up at the last second. Or rather, Presley Jones, I should say. What a play by the corner to knock it out of Brouse's hands. Looked like a surefire completion, but getting the hand in there the last second jarred the ball loose, and the punt team comes back on for the Falcons.
I know that ended up being incomplete, but that was an incredible throw there by Donovan. Scrambling out to his right, he had instant pressure off the blitz by Cobb, and he placed that right where the receiver needed it, right in his hands, over the shoulder. It's a beautiful throw, just couldn't come down with it.
So the punt is away. Valentino fields it at his own 29. Tries to break to the outside, makes a couple people miss, breaks another one, and he's got room to run. And finally brought down at the 46-yard line. Maybe a couple more moves there would have gotten him free into the open. It's a 17-yard return there. That's still going to set up Horizon nicely as they're just shy of midfield to mark it at the 47. So an 18-yard return. Man, Valentino, he just seems to make people miss. He's very shifty. Regardless of what he's doing, he's played wide receiver. He caught a touchdown last week. And he's returned a kickoff already for a touchdown this year. So he's really a Swiss Army knife, if you will.
He is. I feel like in past weeks we've seen Horizon almost fair catch a decent amount. I'm wondering if without Jace Ashley they want to be a little more aggressive on those returns, and that's why Valentino's had these opportunities.
So 1st and 10 here. Jones throws it over to the left side. It's caught, and Valentino's the one who makes the catch, and he trips up at the 16-yard line, maybe the 19 they rule it. He rolled over it into the 16. Man, as soon as we said something, he ended up catching a ball on offense, and he was wide open on the fake screen. That was an excellent play call there from Coach Litton. And
right
Valentino, Valentino had room. He saw the end zone, and the turf monster got him there. Still a great play on 1st down. And now another 1st down carry here for Zamorano, and he's met immediately by a couple Falcon defenders, and forward progress will net him maybe 2 yards.
Zamorano really likes to sell those draw plays. He looks to his right, throws his arms up like he's going to block, and then always just ends up with that football right in his hands for the handoff.
2nd 8 from the Falcons.
Wasn't too effective there, but obviously all season long it's been working out.
So 2nd and 8 now from the 17-yard line. And Zamorano gets the carry again, breaks a couple tackles, and it looks like he's got enough for the 1st down, marked down at about the 7-yard line. So a 10-yard gain on 2nd and 8 sets up 1st and goal now for this Husky offense as they are right on the doorstep.
That'll bring Segura back into the game. Had the touchdown earlier, 3 last week. And this is kind of his territory now. Once you get inside that 10-yard line, feed the power back, let Segura do the work.
It's really tough to bring down. We've seen it all year long. 7 yards away from a touchdown. Looking to double their lead here. Jones fakes it. And he had Valentino over the middle, but a good deflection there by the linebacker.
Tipped away at the line. Incomplete.
Surprised by that play call. I really thought they would just give it to Segura. He just came into the game. The running game has been really effective so far. But he did have the open receiver, so maybe it was a good play call, just didn't execute it right.
Might have been a decoy, too, if you think about it. Maybe trying to get the defense thinking they're going to run it. That was a good play there by Will Stone, the linebacker, deflecting it. And if it weren't for that, it would have been a Valentino touchdown. 2nd down and goal now. Now they hand it to Segura. He runs into a wall of defenders, and he's met at the line of scrimmage for no gain. So that time, the Falcons' defense was ready for it. Segura did get the ball that time, and nothing comes of it.
I feel like on either of those 2 plays, if the quarterback today was Jace Ashley, we would have probably seen a read option. We've seen it all year long, but since Jones isn't as mobile, they're forced to either just stick to the run or stick to the pass, and they haven't been able to get in the end zone on these first 2 plays.
So now 3rd and goal now from the 7. Jones play action, pressure coming, slings it to the back of the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown, and it is Vincent Valentino. After he saw the daylight in front of him and tripped himself up, he redeems himself here with a touchdown catch 7 yards away from Zach Jones. And just like that, Horizon up 13-0, 3:16 left in the 1st quarter.
I know they started off slow, but these last 2 drives have been pretty vintage Huskies offense that we've seen all year, mixing in the runs, mixing in the passes, and just walking down the field and into the end zone.
And Canyon Floyd tacks on the extra point, make it 14-0 Horizon. Man, Valentino had a touchdown last week, a receiving touchdown. He gets another one here after he really denied himself after tripping up in the open field on that fake screen pass.
Yeah, that drive was all Valentino. But I just want to note, no penalties on that drive for the Huskies. First drive, that was kind of their kryptonite. Penalty, 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 4 of them. On that drive, we kept it clean, marched down the field with the score.
Just like that, they're up 2 scores on this Cactus Shadows team. And they found themselves trailing early and often throughout the season. Like you said, 0-4 coming into section play in this one. This is their last section game before they play Agua Fria next week. Meanwhile, Horizon, this is their 4th section game with their last one next week against ALA Gilbert North.
That one should be good.
But this one is proven to be Huskies here early on. 14-0 as Floyd boots it away. And we're likely to see another touchback, and it will be as this one ends up bouncing out of the end zone. So Dixon and company will set up at the 20-yard line. 3:16 remaining in this first quarter, and they find themselves quickly down 2 scores, and more than that, 2 touchdowns rather.
Yeah, Donovan's going to have to make some plays here. He's struggled to use his legs so far with the Huskies, running a lot of quarterback spies and keeping him in the pocket. But if Cactus Shadows wants to come back in this game, it's going to have to be from Donovan himself.
So 1st and 10 here for the Falcons at the 20-yard line. Dixon in the shotgun. Slings it out to his left. It's complete. Very short gain there for Torrin Mays, the tight end / wide receiver hybrid. A gain of about 3, maybe 4 on that one. So 2nd and 6 coming up.
This Huskies defense really came to play tonight. They've been flying all over the field, excited after all their stops. They're ready to go, and it's shown so far.
Be 2nd and 6 coming up here. On the 24-yard line. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and his tight end to his right as well. Stiefel right alongside him. Dixon drops back. Nowhere to go. Running around in the pocket. Running out of time. Slings it downfield, and it's incomplete as he threw it away into the Cactus Shadows sideline. And boy, that's a few times now we've seen Dixon have nothing open, and he's trying his best to extend the play and let his receivers get open downfield, and just nothing there. This Horizon secondary really holding their own.
Absolutely. Like you said, Donovan's doing everything he can to extend the play, running around that pocket, running in circles, and he's been able to escape it, not taking any sacks so far, but at some point you just got to throw that ball away if you have no one open downfield. And now we sit at 3rd and long.
So now another 3rd down here for this Cactus Shadows offense, and really struggled to get anything going here so far. Dixon drops back. Pressure coming yet again. He's got to get rid of it. Slings it downfield, and it is complete. What a catch there by Mays. Up over the defender, and he gets down to the 42-yard line. And another example there of Dixon extending the play, and that's twice now we've seen him make a great throw on the run.
Yeah, just put in a perfect spot. That was Alec Ekholm, the safety on the coverage. I think he might have jumped just a second too early, or perhaps that ball was just out of reach over his fingertips. Perfectly placed by Donovan for the 1st down.
On 1st down here, the pass is incomplete. Dixon got lit up by Carson Cobb as he let that go. So 2nd and 10 coming up, and Dixon gets up, no worse for the wear.
They went for the quick snap, trying to catch the Huskies off guard. Went for a play action with a little trickery too. But that defense has just been stellar all night, and they were there to make the stop.
Trying to catch the defense off guard, but it might have caught his O-line off guard. Carson Cobb came right in there untouched.
It's a great point.
It's the risky run. Looks like blitz might be coming here, and it is. They hand it off to Stiefel on 2nd down. A great job by that Horizon defensive front, bringing them down after a minimal gain. They only get 1 here. So it'll be 3rd and 9 at the 43.
That blitz came from the left side, and they actually ran it to the right. Usually that means success for the offense, but that interior D line shifted over, made the stop to make it 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 9 here for Cactus Shadows as they look to get into opponent territory for the first time tonight. Just over a minute left in this first quarter as they trail by 14. Dixon drops back, pressure coming yet again. Tries to step up, trying to make something happen, and he just cannot. Finally brought down to the line of scrimmage by a group of Husky defenders. Carson Cobb, one of them. Jack Metzler, one of them. No gain. When it looked like he could have been brought down for a sack of maybe 5 or 6 yards a couple times.
Yeah, the Falcons O-line isn't helping Donovan out too much. He's doing everything he can. Just isn't working out. It almost seems like the Huskies have 2 guys in quarterback spies on each play. It could just be zone coverage with guys in like short field zones, but they're always there whenever Donovan needs to scramble out of the pocket.
So the punt's away here. Valentino fair catches it this time as that one was a bit higher. No chance to, not going to take a chance on the return, I should say. No, fair catch it at the 21-yard line as we get to 33 seconds left in this first quarter. 33.7 to be exact, and Horizon looking to keep their foot on the gas pedal and hope the offense can do exactly what they did last drive.
Yeah, I expect them to go back to Zamorano and Segura, switching off, using them both to the best of their abilities. Could see a couple passes mixed in there for Jones, a lot of play actions, hitting the tight ends in the flats like we've seen so far. When you're up 14-0, stick to what's working.
And they're definitely trying to figure out what's the best combination as we get closer and closer to playoffs, just a couple weeks away. Next week's the regular season finale, and then it's everybody's favorite time of year, playoff football in the high school realm. So 1st and 10 here from the 21-yard line. Quick to the line here are the Huskies. Group of Huskies in motion here. They hand it off to Bodie Zamorano, breaks a tackle, gets through that first line and brought down after about a 7, maybe 6 or 7 yard gain.
Seen it time and time again all year long. They like to go 3 guys in motion at the same time. They send 3 of them from one side to the other. Always catches the defense a little off guard. They're forced to either follow or not if they're in zone, and that kind of opens up the run plays.
Are they going to get a playoff for the end of the first quarter? They will. They hand it off here. Zamorano's got a hole, and he's got plenty of running room. Past the 40, past the 30. No one's going to catch him. He's gone for the touchdown. Bodie Zamorano with a long touchdown run of his own. This one for 73 yards. He one-ups his teammate Segura. They both have a rushing touchdown on the docket here tonight. It's 20-0 as the first quarter draws to a close here. We'll get the extra point from Canyon Floyd before we officially reach the end of the quarter. But man, oh man, this rushing attack has definitely shown up here tonight.
Absolutely. That was one of those classic football plays where the clock's running down, end of the first quarter, and you're thinking, there's no way they snap this ball. Why would they, up 14? But of course, Coach Litton says, snap it. There's something out there that I like. And it works out. Zamorano with the score.
Canyon Floyd tacks on the extra point, make it 21-0 as that will officially draw an end to this first quarter. And boy, what a first quarter it was. We'll take a quick break here on the Varsity Sports Show. We'll be right back for the start of the second.
Hey folks, J.R. Lambright here, special field correspondent for the Varsity Sports Show. Join me every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific for JR's Texas Tales, where I share stories of Texans who triumphed over adversity and gave back to their local communities. Tune in for a bit of gritty edification on KDUS AM 1060, Arizona.
Well, it didn't really feel like a quarter break. Felt more like just a regular scoring break, but that's what happens when you score right at the end of the quarter. Regardless, started quarter number 2 here at Horizon High School with the Huskies, the home team, leading 21-0 over the visiting Cactus Shadows Falcons.
That was extremely quick. I think we only ran 1 commercial during that break. That's unusual.
Don't usually see that from a quarter break, like I said, but Regardless, we're ready to play football very quickly here. And Kenyon Floyd with another touchback. No surprise there, and Cactus Shadows will start at the 20, and they're looking to get something going. They've only gotten a couple first downs, if not just one, but they're really looking to change the landscape here. They're trying to get some points on the board and at least not let this get too out of hand.
Yeah, they got to find a way to move this ball down the field. Really can't afford a 3 and out to set up Horizon in good territory. Oh, that's going to be a penalty on Horizon.
And Carson Cobb tried timing that perfectly, and he did not. Try to bring a house blitz there, and it'll be a encroachment penalty against the Huskies. So a 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 5.
Got to respect the aggressiveness. Even though they're up 3 scores early, they're not going to slow down. They're going to still play their game of football and put this game away how they know. They know how to do it.
1st and 5, and another pre-snap penalty. This one again looks to be against the Huskies, and it is. So without running a play, they get a free 1st down on back-to-back offsides penalties. One of them an encroachment, the other one a neutral zone infraction, which in high school just really translates to offsides. But regardless, 10 free yards here, 1st and 10 at the 30. Picked up 10 yards without having to run a play.
That's got to be extremely frustrating for the defensive coordinator for Horizon. Cactus Shadows have shown no ability to move this ball, and we're just handing them 10 yards and a 1st down to start the drive.
So 1st and 10, Dixon drops back. It's complete on the left side. Brought down very, very quickly there. Billy Deach gets his first catch of the night, and it immediately brought down by Presley Jones after a 3-yard gain. Maybe 2. They do mark it 3, so 2nd and 7 coming up for Deach. Another favorite target of Dixon's. We get the 2nd down handoff here on the left side. Looks like he might lose a yard or 2 here.
They really haven't handed the ball off many times this game, and you can kind of see why right there. Huskies have been really aggressive in stopping the run, kind of forcing Donovan to throw because they've been able to get so much pressure early. I expect them to go back to the pass here.
That was Andrew Muirhead, the Horizon transfer. He transferred from Horizon, so big game for him. He gets a 1-yard loss, so 3rd and 8 here.
Muirhead looking for revenge.
He is. Not doing so hot right now. 3rd and 8. Dixon drops back, pressure coming. Metzler, he avoids him, slings it to his right and just out of reach. And it'll be an incomplete pass, looking for Deach there. And Deach, after that catch, he was big last week. Actually, he's been big all season long. 3 touchdowns on the year, 362 yards on 29 catches. So another favorite target of Dixon's. Couldn't link up there. So another, that's essentially a 3 and out since the first 2 plays were penalties that gave him a first down.
Yeah, you can call it that. We're going to have another opportunity for Valentino here.
Another chance for him here indeed.
Oh.
And it's a fake punt here. And they're going to get enough for the first down and then some. Getting past midfield.
Wow.
Is Noah Browse. And Browse, he doubles as the punter. And he's also a wide receiver, of course. Gets to the 46, they mark it. And that's the one threat of having a wide receiver as a punter. He can take off and run, and he caught the Horizon defense off guard, and I don't blame him.
Really like that play call by Cactus Shadows coach Dixon right there. Yeah.
So 1st and 10 here. The special teams gets a first down for Cactus Shadows, and they're set up for the first time inside of Horizon territory at the 46. And Dixon drops back, pressure coming, slings it over the middle. It's incomplete. Looking for Tyler Hargett there on the slant route. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. And Cactus Shadows showing a little bit of life here, and it took their special teams to get a big first down. That might have been their biggest play of the night so far, besides the interception on their first defensive drive. But it's just their second play inside opponent territory here coming up. Dixon in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left. Tight end as well on his left side with the running back Muirhead. And 1 receiver to his right.
I think we might get a blitz here.
Horizon showing blitz. They back off. Dixon keeps it on the option. And he runs right into Carson Cobb. No, not Carson Cobb. Seems like he's everywhere. I always want to say his name because he's usually the first guy there, but not that time.
Not that time. And like you mentioned, he does play both sides of the ball, so you see him a lot, say his name a lot.
Yeah, Jackson Murray was the one making the tackle, the defensive tackle, who is also all over the place. He's one of the main issues on that defensive front for O-Lions. A very short gain there for Dixon. He gets 2 yards, brings up 3rd and 8 at the 44. A big first down here would get them into field goal range to at least try to get some points on the board. 3 receivers left, 1 to his right. Dixon in the shotgun yet again. Muirhead to his right. Now blitz is coming. Dixon has to let it go. He lets it fly, and it's going to be intercepted. Just kind of floated that one up into the air, into the waiting arms of Gates Allen, the corner. Dixon, man, he's been trying to make plays happen all night and had the blitz coming right up to him, and he just floated it up for grabs, and Allen comes away with the interception.
I don't think he put much thought into that ball. He got pressured immediately. They sent 7 guys at Dixon, Horizon did. He didn't even have a chance to kind of scan the field, look for an open receiver. 3rd and long, figured they might punt on the next play anyways, chucked it up downfield. Didn't work out for Dixon.
So now Zach Jones and company set up at the 19-yard line, and Jones will drop back on first down, slings it down the left sideline, has Caden Cox, it's complete! What a catch!
Beautiful ball by Jones.
Oh man, we've seen Zach Jones make some great throws all year. We talked about it. He's the more naturally gifted thrower out of he and Ashley. And boy, oh boy, did that show up there. What a beautiful ball, like you said. And they're quick to the line here. They set up at the 48 of Cactus Shadows. And they faked the handoff. They faked a couple people out, even some of the side judges. Jones kept it. And he's tackled for a 5-yard loss. I wasn't sure who had the ball there.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird-looking play. I figured it was just going to go to Zamorano, I think like you did. Unsure what made Jones want to hold on to that ball, seeing the pressure coming on his right side. But he kept it, and it's a sack, and we'll have 2nd down.
So a 5-yard loss, 2nd and 15. Jones drops back. Slings it to the right side, a little high, but brought down by Partridge. Jordan Partridge gets a 3-yard gain here on 2nd and long. It'll put them right at midfield. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. Let's see if that arm of Zach Jones can bring him a big first down here to keep the drive alive.
Got to give you credit, Eric. You're much better at seeing jersey numbers than I am. I was sure that was number 7, Caden Cox, but nope, it was Partridge.
Jones on 3rd down and long, slings it over the middle. It's complete to Adam Wagner. Trying to use his speed to get to the edge, and he does. It looks like he's got enough for the first, and they'll mark him a yard past the sticks at the 37. Gain of 13 on 3rd and 12, and a first down for the Huskies.
Gaining 13 on 3rd and 12 is all you can ask for. Perfect play for the Huskies. Got the first down. They're going to look to add more points to the board.
Jones hands it off to Bodie Zamorano on first down, pushing a couple of his defenders with him. And a gang tackle here at the 29-yard line. They'll gain a 9 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 1. It's always fun to see a running back push his O-line into blocks as if he's trying to lead them, which he does usually most of the time. So give it right back to Zamorano. Breaks the first tackle, and he's met at the 25-yard line. So good enough for the first. He only needed 1, and he got 4.
Yeah, to go back to what you said about Zamorano kind of putting his blockers where he wants them, kind of brings me back to prime Le'Veon Bell a little bit. Looks just like him out there, Zamorano does.
Waiting patiently. He's a very patient runner. We've seen that a lot. So on 1st and 10, they hand it to Anthony Segura this time around. He's brought down a yard behind the line. Almost got back to the line of scrimmage. Instead, it's a 1-yard loss. 2nd and 11 coming up now for the Huskies. So they're playing very high tempo here. Jones will drop back. Slings it over the middle. It's complete to Vincent Valentino. Boy, what a game he's having already. He's brought down at the 11-yard line. 15-yard gain. It'll set them right up outside the 10-yard line. 1st and 10.
I don't think Valentino tends to get targeted as much when Ashley's under center. But with Jones in there this week, he's been making a name for himself. Valentino's been all over the field.
So 1st and 10 at the 11. Zamorano the back, and they hand it to him here on 1st down. Can't get quite past that first wave of defenders. He's brought down after a 1-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line. They can get a 1st down, but it would have to be at the 1-yard line. And with this offense, that's not saying it's a big ask, but they might as well just punch into the end zone at that point.
Might as well.
Quick to the line here is Jones. Hands it off to Zamorano. Breaks through a couple holes, trying to get to the end zone. Oh boy, they must have heard me because they brought him down right at the 1-yard line.
Of course, right as you said it.
That's a good old announcer's jinx there. I said they might as well punch it in, and sure enough, they brought him down right at the 1st down marker. So it'll be 1st and goal at the 1. And they really just made me eat my words there.
They did, and now they're going to have 4 chances from the 1.
And they are just going to hand it off to Zamorano, who just waltzes right in for the touchdown, his 2nd of the night. Number 10 on the year for Zamorano. And Horizon increases their lead. Just over 6 minutes left in this first half. It's 27-0 Horizon.
Zamorano's 10th on the year. Segura's got 12 with 2.5 more quarters to play. And the way this game is going, those two could be in competition rest of this game for who's going to be leading the team in rushing touchdowns after this week.
Canyon Floyd tacks on the extra point.
He never misses. He really
never
doesn't.
misses. He's only missed once this year, and that was a block, so you can't really credit that on him.
Nah.
34 of 35 coming into this game on extra points. He's made all 4 tonight. 28-0 Horizon. And this game, before it even reaches halftime, quickly getting out of hand for the Falcons as they need some kind of answer to avoid this becoming really a rout by halftime. It's getting near that territory.
I kind of thought that fake punt could have been a little change of pace there for Cactus Shadows, maybe change the momentum. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, but that was a nice gain on the last drive.
So Canyon Floyd on to take the kickoff error. For those of you who are, we were talking about this before the game, it still feels like a fever dream for us living here in Arizona that the D-backs made it back to the World Series. They're currently playing game 1 right now, and they're leading the Texas Rangers 5-3 as the 7th inning just ended.
Wow.
So, and those of you who would like a score update, I'm big on baseball, so I'll let people know as Canyon Floyd kicks this once again out of the end zone for a touchback.
Maybe you didn't think about this, Eric, but what if people are so locked in on this game, they recorded the Diamondbacks game, and now you spoiled it for them?
Yeah, but really, who records a Diamondbacks game in who records anything in 2023? Really, in the age of streaming, in the age of just getting everything when you need it. No offense to anybody who still records out there. To each their own. If you're used to it, you're used to it. And who knows? Maybe they're watching this on their phone or their laptop, and they got the game on in the background. But it's just for those people who just need to know. And as people of Arizona want to know, their D-backs are back in the World Series for a good reason. Anyways, back to the football game. 1st and 10 now for Cactus Shadows at the 20. As they look to have some kind of answer. Dixon drops back, quickly slings it over the middle. It's complete. And Dixon got hit hard by Carson Cobb, and can't blame him. Carson Cobb gives his effort, 100% effort every play. Boy, he lit him up there on 1st down.
I think that was the first time Cactus Shadows gone with like a 5-wide formation with no one out there in the backfield to help Dixon out in blocking, and it actually worked out pretty nicely. Forced the Huskies defense to spread out, weren't able to send as much pressure at Dixon, and they were able to pick up a couple yards. And they're going to run it back right here.
Empty backfield here for Dixon. 3 receivers right, 2 to his left. 2nd down and 6. Dixon will drop back, pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket, he's going to take off. Plenty of speed for him to work with. Breaks a tackle, gets past midfield, and he's finally brought down to the 35-yard line.
Dixon keeps it. Big gain for the Falcons.
Dixon is slow to get up. He was wrapped up pretty hard there, and I think his head hit the turf. He's slow to get up, grabbing his head. We'll take a quick injury break here on the Varsity Sports Show. We'll be right back.
When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
And we're back after the injury timeout. Dixon walked off under his own power. They're probably just going to check on him, make sure he's not showing any concussion symptoms. He hit his head pretty hard on that turf after he broke off a really big gain there, and we saw he's very fast. I didn't think he was that fast, but boy, he's got some speed to him. As Bryce Broker, the new quarterback for Cactus Shadows, tried to dump off a screen there to Tyler Hargett and almost intercepted. So Bryce Broker quickly thrown into the action here in a 28-0 deficit for Cactus Shadows. With Donovan Dixon there, one-man show per se. Out of the game due to potential injury, maybe a potential concussion. They'll check on him. And now Broker comes in. Second down and 10 after the incompletion. 35-yard line of the Huskies. Cactus Shadows' best field position of the day so far. They hand it off to Stiefel, and he's brought down immediately behind the line for a 2-yard loss. Man, this Horizon defensive front, they are getting engaged and really getting in the backfield and bringing these guys down.
Yeah, it's been that way all game. Really a shame on that Dixon injury. They were just starting to pick up a little bit of momentum. It seemed like they figured out a new formation with an empty backfield that was going to be working a little bit. And it was our first look at him going full speed ahead down the field with open field in front of him. And like you said, he is fast.
They're checking on him. We see him on that far sideline doing some drills, making sure that he can do everything okay without any kind of repercussion. And Broker drops back on third down, slings it to the left, deflected and incomplete. Looking for Hargett again down that left sideline. It's incomplete.
I'm no doctor, but Dixon seems pretty active over there on the sideline. I think he might come back into this game later on.
And if they want any hope of getting some points on the board or really showing some signs of life, they need him. As that run, we talked about it coming into this game, he had about 968 rushing yards, and I think that last run put him over 1,000 for the season. Well, he's been a dual threat that put him well over 2,500 yards scrimmage. And now it looks like the punt team out here. Well, I got to be wary of the fake here. Rouse taking his time, finally boots it towards the end zone. And just into the end zone for a touchback. Just a little bit too far there.
That was a difference of 15 yards in field position. They were punting from the 35. And now with the touchback, the Huskies get the ball to 20. I think you got to go for that. Down 28-0 in the second quarter. You finally made it into Horizon territory. No, you're missing your quarterback, but over 15 yards of field position. I think you could argue maybe the Falcons should have gone for that fourth down.
You know, I just mentioned that Dixon went over 1,000 rushing yards for the season. And a good note here, too, that I just found out. He's the first Cactus Shadows quarterback in program history to get over 1,000 rushing yards. So congratulations to the sophomore.
Good for him.
Hopefully he's okay and he can come back in and do his thing. First down here for Horizon. They hand it off to Bodie Zamorano, who's trying to drag some defenders with him. Still trying to move. And boy, he really showed his strength there. End up turning a 2 or 3 yard gain into maybe 6 yards. He was dragging defenders with him. They had a hold of him by his jersey, almost by his collar. I mean, they were doing everything to try to bring him down.
I mean, we're assigned to cover Horizon games, and we've seen it all year long. Zamorano is a hard man to bring down. He just stays on his feet.
Jones on second down, flips it to Zamorano on a screen. Has room down the left sideline, and he's got a first down past midfield. Penalty marker is down. I think they're going to get one of the receivers there for maybe a block in the back, it looks like, even though just from the naked eye, that didn't look like much of a penalty to me.
Me neither, but they were due. Haven't seen a penalty all quarter. Had so many in the first.
Definitely not the term you want to use when you're due for a penalty. I haven't heard that one in high school football in a really long time, but can't really say anybody's due for it. I mean, unless this is the NFL, but
Sure.
But they're going to get the holding call, or rather a illegal block in the back, I believe. I'll bring him back 10 yards. It is a holding, so they'll bring it back to the 19-yard line. So it brings it back to the original line of scrimmage pretty much.
I'm not sure how much that penalty really had an impact on the play itself, but it was a beautiful play for the Huskies. Screen pass, had tons of open field. Shame it got called back.
So Jones now on second down, zips it over the middle. It's complete. Nice catch there by Jordan Partridge, and he's got enough for a Husky first down. Needed 11. He got 12 there. Or actually, they did give him 11. They put him down at the 30, but regardless, good enough for the first.
I'm not sure if Litton is telling Jones through the helmet which receivers might be open, but Jones has done an exceptional job finding the open guy right away.
Jones slings it to his right, just over the outreached arms of Adam Wagner. Looked for him on a little bit of an out route there near the Cactus Shadows sideline, and it's incomplete. Second down and 10 now from the 30 coming up, and boy, I mean, I talked about this early on too in the early parts of the year when they were still doing their non-conference, or rather their non-regional schedule. Jones has got a cannon on him. We've seen him overthrow guys, but for good reason. He's just a natural gifted thrower. He's got a cannon there. Fakes the handoff. Jones is going to run with it here. Don't see him do that too often. He gets about 4 yards to the 34-yard line, and Jones trying to do his best Jace Ashley impression there.
I was thinking the same thing. That's probably a play they'd most likely want to run for Ashley, but you only have so many plays in your playbook. They're going to give Jones a chance there. Made the most of it.
Jones is under 100 rushing yards this season. Definitely not much of a runner. 3rd and 6, though. Jones will sling it. He's got Partridge down the far sideline, and it's complete. Side judge came in and ruled it a completion. They'll mark him down at the 44. Nice play there by the wideout. 1st and 10 now for Horizon.
This does not look like a backup quarterback out there at all.
You can make an argument that either one of them are starting caliber. And they'll hand it off to Zamorano on 1st down. Makes a couple guys miss, and he's down past the 30 into the 27-yard line, so a 17-yard gain on 1st down. I should say, I don't know why I said makes a couple guy miss. He was untouched, really, for 17 yards. And they're quick to the line yet again. They're really keeping their foot on the gas pedal. Jones drops back, slings it toward the end zone. He's got a man down there. Partridge just over his hands, or rather, that's Adam Wagner. Boy, that 2 and 3 looked really similar. Saw it at the last second that it was a 2. Wagner almost came down with a nice touchdown grab there.
And again, that was not on Jones at all. Put it in a perfect spot. It's not an easy throw to make. Back corner of the end zone. Led him perfectly. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to come down with the catch.
I think Wagner slowed down just a little bit. Again, Jones' arm is very good. Just overshot him there. Screen pass here to Caden Cox on 2nd down. Works his way back towards the middle. Tries to cut up field, and he's brought down right around the 16-yard line. It's good enough for a Husky 1st down. They needed 10, and he got 11.
I'm not sure if these teams are maybe just a little uneven, or if this is just a game planning masterclass by Coach Litton, but this offense looks beautiful tonight.
Now a fade route to the end zone, looking for Wagner. He's got him this time. And Zach Jones connects with Adam Wagner for the Husky touchdown. Make it 34-0 in favor of the Huskies. So 2 touchdown passes for Zach Jones. Getting the start here in place of the injured Jace Ashley. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes, one to Vincent Valentino, this one to Adam Wagner.
Looked just like the play from 2 plays ago where they weren't able to connect. This time, the chemistry was there. Worked out for a touchdown.
For Wagner, that's just his 4th touchdown on the season. This team likes to run into the end zone. But Wagner gets his 4th touchdown of the year. 35-0 with the Canyon Floyd extra point. And this is quickly getting a bit out of hand for this Cactus Shadows team. As they face They faced deficits before, but none like this. This Horizon offense, like you said, it's really been a coaching masterclass.
It has. I mean, the passing, the running plays, they all just seem to work to their fullest potential. And that's something you're always looking for when you're a head coach of a football program. I think Linton's going to be pretty satisfied after this game.
Zach Jones, his 9th touchdown pass of the year to Adam Wagner. And we were questioning coming into this game what kind of offense we'd see with Chase Ashley out. We thought we'd see a little mix of both, and that's exactly what we've seen. Two passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. This Horizon offense is really showing what they can do on both sides of the ball, and boy, are they executing it to perfection tonight.
You're right. And I know it seems normal. Oh, of course they're mixing in the pass and the run. What's so different about that? Well, usually when Ashley's under center, it's a lot of running. I would say 90% and a lot of QB runs. Jones hasn't really run the ball at all today.
So Floyd decides not to kick this one to the end zone. He'll force a return here. It's not going to work out well for the Cactus Shadows returner. He's brought down at the 15-yard line. A 14-yard return. And Cactus Shadows will set up at the 15-yard line as Donovan Dixon gets cleared to be put back in the game, and he's trotting back out there to hopefully try to lead this Cactus Shadows team into the end zone and get some points on the board.
They do get the ball to start the second half, so if they can get points here, build a little momentum, and then get the ball coming into the second half, put some more points on the board, they can make a game out of this.
Empty backfield for Dixon. Drops back to pass on first down. Decides to run with it again at the last second, just making a decision to make it a quarterback run. He gets 2 here. It looks like these linebackers for Horizon, even some of the safeties are spying on him, making sure he can't run for a big gain like he did last time before he ended up coming out of the game. So a 2-yard gain as we are a minute 20 away from halftime.
With them going into a huddle, not really sure what the plan is on this drive, if they're really going for points before the half or just trying to protect the football.
Another empty backfield, 2nd down and 8. Now he has one of his receivers come alongside him, and as soon as I say that, he motions him back out. Can't make up his mind, indeed. 2nd and 8. Dixon drops back, slings it to the right, and it's caught, but immediately being brought down is Noah Browse, the punter / wide receiver, with his 3rd catch tonight.
I think if this was a closer game, you'd probably see Coach Litton call a timeout to try to get his offense back on the field before the half. But being up 35 points, he's just going to let the half play out.
So he took closer to 30 seconds left in this first half. Barring an incompletion, we should see both teams trot towards the locker rooms. Dixon drops back on 3rd down, slings it, and it is complete. Nice catch there by Billy Deach. And now we're going to get a timeout, as the first down gives some sort of life to this Cactus Shadows offense.
So they got a first down and now decide to call a timeout to try to get points before the half. But on those first couple of plays, they just let that clock run. They were going into huddles. It's a little questionable there. I think they could have done a better job maybe preserving the time earlier in the drive, speeding up the offense. But hey, they got the first down, and that's a win.
I'm not sure. I saw the clock kind of tick down even after the timeout was called, so I'm not sure how much time they're going to end up putting back on the clock here, if any. But there should be around 20 seconds left, and just, like you said, any sort of momentum going into halftime as they do get the ball to start the second half. Just some kind of momentum would be preferred for this Cactus Shadows team, as they're at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10, 18.8 left on the clock. Empty backfield yet again for Dixon. 3-man rush. Dixon steps up, slings it towards the sideline, and it's dropped. Well, you had Tyler Hargett for a nice 11, 12-yard gain, and just right through his hands. An incomplete pass. That was huge. That was a nice play that only took 4 seconds off. Could have gotten them closer to midfield. Instead, they're right back 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's really exactly what they're looking for. 12 yards out of bounds, only taking 4 seconds off the clock. Fortunately, it just didn't work out.
Empty backfield. Dixon, 3-man rush. Has a spy on him. Slings it to the left again. looking for Hargett again. Another curl route down that left sideline. It's incomplete. And now 3rd and 10 with 9.4 left on the clock. And at some point, you got to throw in a white flag maybe and just take it into halftime. Don't risk an interception. But it looks like Cactus Shadows is just trying to get something going. $9.4 remaining in this first half. Dixon has an empty backfield. Might we see even a Hail Mary? We'll see. It's actually a swing pass to the right. It's complete. Breaking a tackle is Billy Deach, and he's brought down immediately at the line of scrimmage. And that will take us to the end of the first half. And a dominant first half performance from the Horizon Huskies. And as we head into the break, it's 35-0 Horizon. We'll be back after halftime here from Horizon High School, and we'll see you after that break.
Game 7 of the NLCS between the Diamondbacks and Phillies. We're going to start at the top of the first inning. Diamondbacks already have traffic. They have 2 on with 1 out facing Ranger Suarez, and it's Christian Walker using all his speed to beat out the double play and get the D-backs on the board early. We go to the bottom of the second. Alec Bohm facing the sensational rookie pitcher Brandon Fott. He takes Fott deep and ties the game in the bottom of the second, and it's 1-1. Then we're going to go to the bottom of the fourth, still 1-1. Runner on for the Phillies. Bryson Stott's going to hit one into the gap. That would be a double that allows the Phillies to take the lead. Alec Bohm would come all the way around and score, and the Phillies had a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the fourth. But Brandon Fott, as he's shown all postseason long, showed no sweat. He was able to strike out Castellanos and strike out Johan Rojas to limit the damage to 2 runs and get out of the jam. So we go to the top of the fifth. The resilient Arizona Diamondbacks find a way to get a runner on second. Geraldo Perdomo bunts to get Rivera over to second, and Corbin Carroll, who had a terrific night, singles up the middle with 2 outs in the top of the fifth to tie Game 7 at 2 apiece. For Ranger Suarez, they bring on Jeff Hoffman to pitch, and immediately Corbin Carroll swipes second base, and that would matter big time because Gabriel Moreno continues his clutch playoff performance, singles the opposite way, bringing home the speedy Carroll. Moreno would get caught up between first and second and ultimately get out, but the D-backs would take the lead once again in the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Runner on second after a Kyle Schwarber leadoff double. Joe Mantiply on. He forces Trey Turner to ground out and gets Bryce Harper to fly out a long way. Close call there. Bryce Harper always clutch in the playoffs. He gets out of it. Ryan Thompson comes on and finishes the job in the bottom of the fifth and gets Alec Bohm to pop out. We go to the top of the seventh. Geraldo Perdomo on to lead off the inning. Ketel Marte against Jose Alvarado. He's had a phenomenal postseason. This one goes over the head of Nick Castellanos, and it gets Geraldo Perdomo to third. Marte's had an absolutely phenomenal postseason, and now he has an MLB record 16 straight games with a hit in the playoffs to start his postseason career, and that would bring up Carroll once again. He had a phenomenal night, and he's going to add some insurance here. He's going to fly out to Nick Castellanos, but plenty deep enough to bring home Geraldo Perdomo for the sacrifice fly, and the D-backs are up 2 runs now here in Game 7. So in the bottom of the seventh, they bring on Kevin Ginkel. The bullpen for the D-backs was a phenomenal story this series, and they continued their great ways, trying to finish the job. Huge at bat here for Kevin Ginkel facing Bryce Harper with 2 on and 2 out, and he gets the great Bryce Harper to fly out to Alec Thomas. So the D-backs would have 6 outs to get, and in the next inning, Kevin Ginkel would stay on and strike out all 3 batters. The D-backs can smell it. They bring on Paul Sewald for the final 3 outs. He's going to start off by facing Nick Castellanos. He gets him to fly out to right. The D-backs would have 2 more outs to get to finish the job in the National League and get to the World Series against all odds. Brandon Marsh is going to fly out the opposite way to Lourdes Gurriel, and there's 1 out for the D-backs facing pinch hitter Jake Cave. 1 out to get for Paul Sewald and the D-backs. and Jake Cave is going to fly to right field. Corbin Carroll is there, and the Arizona Diamondbacks continue this improbable, unbelievable postseason run. After being down 2-0 in the series, they go into Philly and win the final 2 games, win the series in 7, go to their first World Series since 2001, and face the Rangers starting on Friday night. What an incredible run it's been.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports, and I'm back with another halftime segment. To start off week 8 of NFL games, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at the Buffalo Bills. This game is on Thursday night. Buffalo's coming off an embarrassing loss to the Patriots. The Bills won one of last 2 games while the Bucs lost their last 2 games. Buccaneers are struggling to put up points, and the Bills are at home in this one. They need to make a statement win after that loss to the Patriots. The Bills will win this one 30-17. Next, we have the New York Jets at the New York Giants, the Battle of New York. The Giants are coming off a win against the Commanders. Great defensive game in that one for them. The Jets defense will take advantage of a Giants team, though, that only averages 11.2 points on offense in their last 5 games. The Chiefs are the only team to score more than 21 points on the Jets defense. Jets are coming off a bye week, so they will be rested and healthy for this one. They're also on a 2-game win streak and have won the last 2 meetings between these 2 teams. Jets will win this one 28-14. The Jacksonville Jaguars are at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jaguars are playing extremely well and are the favorite here on the road. The Steelers are 2-1 at home, but they have not found their running game. The Jaguars are 2-0 on the road this season and will squeeze by with a win in a close one. Jags win 17-14. The Philadelphia Eagles will be at the Washington Commanders. The Eagles are coming off a great performance against the Dolphins. Washington has lost the last 2 games to the Bears and the Giants. The Commanders look like they're going in the wrong direction for their season. Philadelphia has won the last 2 meetings against Washington. The Commanders cannot protect their quarterback Sam Howell, and the Eagles will take advantage of that. Eagles win 31-21. The LA Rams are at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are coming off a bye week. They have dominated at home this season, winning by a combined score of 78-3. Stafford has cooled off for the Rams and thrown just 3 TDs in their last few games, and Dallas's defense will get to Matthew Stafford in this one. Cowboys will win a close one 24-22. The Minnesota Vikings will be at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers have lost their last 3 games. Green Bay has scored just 6 points in the first half of their last 4 games, and Minnesota is coming off a great win against the 49ers, and they have won their last 2 road games. Minnesota turning it around. Minnesota will win this one 26-17. The Atlanta Falcons will be at the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are 2-0 at home this season, coming off a bye week. Sounds like rookie Will Levis will start for them, and that is good news for the Falcons defense. Atlanta's defense ranks 8th in the NFL in rushing defense. I picked the Falcons last week, and I am picking them again to win here. Falcons win 17-14. The New England Patriots will be at the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots are coming off an impressive win against Buffalo, and Miami is coming off a bad loss against Philadelphia. But Miami is 3-0 at home, and they have won those games by an average of 28.7 points per game. Patriots are not good enough to beat the Miami Dolphins here. Miami wins 24-21. The New Orleans Saints will be at the Indianapolis Colts. Both of these teams are coming off losses. The Colts have struggled to keep a hold of the ball. 4 turnovers in back-to-back weeks for them. Saints are 2-2 on the road. Colts offense is coming alive, but the Saints defense will get to their quarterback. This one will be a shootout. Saints win 34-30. The Houston Texans will be at the Carolina Panthers. 2 rookie quarterbacks facing off. The Texans are coming off a bye week, have won 3 of their last 4, and they could be a playoff contender. The Panthers have not won a single game on the season. Bryce Young has 6 interceptions and 14 sacks. Could be a few turnovers here in this game for each team, but I think Houston will commit less. Texans win 26-16. The Cleveland Browns will be at the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle has won their last 2 home games, riding off great momentum. PJ Walker will be starting for the Browns and hasn't performed well. Browns defense is still good enough to keep them in games with Myles Garrett, but the Seahawks will win a close one at home, 23-16. The Cincinnati Bengals will be at the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, believe it or not, have lost 2 straight games, and they could be without their quarterback Brock Purdy. Cincinnati is coming off a bye week, and the 49ers are coming off a short week. If the Bengals can get their ground game going to free up their receivers, they will have a shot at winning this game. I still think the 49ers are a Super Bowl contender even without Purdy and Deebo Samuel on the team. 49ers will win a close one, 20-17. Kansas City Chiefs will be at the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs won their last matchup 2 weeks ago, 19-8. Kansas City defense is legit, and they are proving themselves this season. They limited the Broncos to 197 total yards in their last game. The Broncos are looking better, but not good enough to beat the Chiefs. Kansas City wins 28-18. The Baltimore Ravens will be at the Arizona Cardinals. The Ravens are moving on from their best win of the season against the Lions. The receivers are catching passes, and the run game is showing up for the Ravens. The defense is also showing up and has allowed only 17 points or less in their last 4 games. Arizona has lost 4 straight and have failed to score more than 20 points in those games. Ravens will win 33-17. The Chicago Bears will be at the San Diego Chargers. Without star quarterback Justin Fields, the Bears took down the Raiders last week, and the backup quarterback Tyson Bagent had himself a game in that one. And the Chargers need to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive after losing 2 straight games. Chargers will win this one 26-24. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we have the Las Vegas Raiders at Detroit Lions. The Lions are looking for a bounce-back win after an embarrassing loss last week to the Ravens. The Raiders played their worst game last week in their loss to the Bears and now look like one of the worst teams in the league. The Lions will get the bounce-back win and take this one at home 38-17. So every single team is playing this week, and that has been your Week 8 NFL picks. Who will come out on top this week? We will have to see.
Game 7 of the NLCS between the Diamondbacks and Phillies. We're going to start at the top of the first inning. Diamondbacks already have traffic. They have 2 on with 1 out facing Ranger Suarez, and it's Christian Walker using all his speed to beat out the double play and get the D-backs on the board early. We go to the bottom of the second. Alec Bohm facing the sensational rookie pitcher Brandon Pfaadt. He takes Pfaadt deep and ties the game in the bottom of the second, and it's 1-1. Then we're going to go to the bottom of the fourth, still 1-1. Runner on for the Phillies. Bryson Stott's going to hit one into the gap. That would be a double that allows the Phillies to take the lead. Alec Bohm would come all the way around and score, and the Phillies had a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the fourth. But Brandon Pfaadt, as he's shown all postseason long, showed no sweat. He was able to strike out Castellanos and strike out Johan Rojas to limit the damage to 2 runs and get out of the jam. So we go to the top of the fifth. The resilient Arizona Diamondbacks find a way to get a runner on second. Geraldo Perdomo bunts to get Rivera over to second, and Corbin Carroll, who had a terrific night, singles up the middle with 2 outs in the top of the fifth to tie Game 7 at 2 apiece. That would be the end of the night for Ranger Suarez. They bring on Jeff Hoffman to pitch, and immediately Corbin Carroll swipes second base, and that would matter big time because Gabriel Moreno continues his clutch playoff performance, singles the opposite way, bringing home the speedy Carroll. Moreno would get caught up between first and second and ultimately get out, but the D-backs would take the lead once again in the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Runner on second after a Kyle Schwarber leadoff double. Joe Mantiply on. He forces Trey Turner to ground out and gets Bryce Harper to fly out a long way. Close call there. Bryce Harper always clutch in the playoffs. He gets out of it. Ryan Thompson comes on and finishes the job in the bottom of the fifth and gets Alec Bohm to pop out. We go to the top of the seventh. Geraldo Perdomo on to lead off the inning. Ketel Marte against Jose Alvarado. He's had a phenomenal postseason. This one goes over the head of Nick Castellanos, and it gets Geraldo Perdomo to third. Marte's had an absolutely phenomenal postseason, and now he has an MLB record 16 straight games with a hit in the playoffs to start his postseason career, and that would bring up Carroll once again. He had a phenomenal night, and he's going to add some insurance here. He's going to fly out to Nick Castellanos, but plenty deep enough to bring home Geraldo Perdomo for the sacrifice fly, and the D-backs are up 2 runs now here in Game 7. So in the bottom of the 7th, they bring on Kevin Ginkel. The bullpen for the D-backs was a phenomenal story this series, and they continued their great ways, trying to finish the job. Huge at bat here for Kevin Ginkel, facing Bryce Harper with 2 on and 2 out, and he gets the great Bryce Harper to fly out to Alec Thomas. So the D-backs would have 6 outs to get, and in the next inning, Kevin Ginkel would stay on and strike out all 3 batters. The D-backs can smell it. They bring on Paul Sewald for the final 3 outs. He's going to start off by facing Nick Castellanos. He gets him to fly out to right. The D-backs would have 2 more outs to get to finish the job in the National League and get to the World Series against all odds. Brandon Marsh is going to fly out the opposite way to Lourdes Gurriel, and there's 1 out for the D-backs facing pinch hitter Jake Cave. 1 out to get for Paul Sewald and the D-backs, and Jake Cave is going to fly to right field. Corbin Carroll is there, and the Arizona Diamondbacks continue this improbable, unbelievable postseason run. After being down 2-0 in the series, they go into Philly and win the final 2 games, win the series in 7, go to their first World Series since 2001, and face the Rangers starting on Friday night. What an incredible run it's been.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper with Varsity Sports, and I'm back with another halftime segment. To start off Week 8 of NFL games, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at the Buffalo Bills. This game is on Thursday night. Buffalo's coming off an embarrassing loss to the Patriots. The Bills won 1 of last 2 games, while the Bucs lost their last 2 games. Buccaneers are struggling to put up points, and the Bills are at home in this one. They need to make a statement win after that loss to the Patriots. The Bills will win this one 30-17. Next, we have the New York Jets at the New York Giants, the Battle of New York. The Giants are coming off a win against the Commanders. Great defensive game in that one for them. The Jets defense will take advantage of a Giants team, though, that only averages 11.2 points on offense in their last 5 games. The Chiefs are the only team to score more than 21 points on the Jets defense. Jets are coming off a bye week, so they will be rested and healthy for this one. They're also on a 2-game win streak and have won the last 2 meetings between these 2 teams. Jets will win this one 28-14. The Jacksonville Jaguars are at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jaguars are playing extremely well and are the favorite here on the road. The Steelers are 2-1 at home, but they have not found their running game. The Jaguars are 2-0 on the road this season and will squeeze by with a win in a close one. Jags win 17-14. The Philadelphia Eagles will be at the Washington Commanders. The Eagles are coming off a great performance against the Dolphins. Washington has lost the last 2 games to the Bears and the Giants. The Commanders look like they're going in the wrong direction for their season. Philadelphia has won the last 2 meetings against Washington. The Commanders cannot protect their quarterback Sam Howell, and the Eagles will take advantage of that. Eagles win 31-21. The LA Rams are at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are coming off a bye week. They have dominated at home this season, winning by a combined score of 78-3. Stafford has cooled off for the Rams and thrown just 3 TDs in their last few games, and Dallas's defense will get to Matthew Stafford in this one. Cowboys will win a close one 24-22. The Minnesota Vikings will be at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers have lost their last 3 games. Green Bay has scored just 6 points in the first half of their last 4 games, and Minnesota is coming off a great win against the 49ers, and they have won their last 2 road games. Minnesota turning it around. Minnesota will win this one 26-17. The Atlanta Falcons will be at the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are 2-0 at home this season, coming off a bye week. Sounds like rookie Will Levis will start for them, and that is good news for the Falcons defense. Atlanta's defense ranks 8th in the NFL in rushing defense. I picked the Falcons last week, and I am picking them again to win here. Falcons win 17-14. The New England Patriots will be at the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots are coming off an impressive win against Buffalo, and Miami is coming off a bad loss against Philadelphia. But Miami is 3-0 at home, and they have won those games by an average of 28.7 points per game. Patriots are not good enough to beat the Miami Dolphins here. Miami wins 24-21. The New Orleans Saints will be at the Indianapolis Colts. Both of these teams are coming off losses. The Colts have struggled to keep a hold of the ball. 4 turnovers in back-to-back weeks for them. Saints are 2-2 on the road. Colts offense is coming alive, but the Saints defense will get to their quarterback. This one will be a shootout. Saints win 34-30. The Houston Texans will be at the Carolina Panthers. 2 rookie quarterbacks facing off. The Texans are coming off a bye week, have won 3 of their last 4, and they could be a playoff contender. The Panthers have not won a single game on the season. Bryce Young has 6 interceptions and 14 sacks. Could be a few turnovers here in this game for each team, but I think Houston will commit less. Texans win 26-16. The Cleveland Browns will be at the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle has won their last 2 home games, riding off great momentum. PJ Walker will be starting for the Browns and hasn't performed well. Browns defense is still good enough to keep them in games with Myles Garrett, but the Seahawks will win a close one at home, 23-16. The Cincinnati Bengals will be at the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, believe it or not, have lost 2 straight games, and they could be without their quarterback Brock Purdy. Cincinnati is coming off a bye week, and the 49ers are coming off a short week. If the Bengals can get their ground game going to free up their receivers, they will have a shot at winning this game. I still think the 49ers are a Super Bowl contender even without Purdy and Deebo Samuel on the team. 49ers will win a close one, 20-17. Kansas City Chiefs will be at the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs won their last matchup 2 weeks ago, 19-8. Kansas City defense is legit, and they are proving themselves this season. They limited the Broncos to 197 total yards in their last game. The Broncos are looking better, but not good enough to beat the Chiefs. Kansas City wins 28-18. The Baltimore Ravens will be at the Arizona Cardinals. The Ravens are moving on from their best win of the season against the Lions. The receivers are catching passes, and the run game is showing up for the Ravens. The defense is also showing up and has allowed only 17 points or less in their last 4 games. Arizona has lost 4 straight and have failed to score more than 20 points in those games. Ravens will win 33-17. The Chicago Bears will be at the San Diego Chargers. Without star quarterback Justin Fields, the Bears took down the Raiders last week, and the backup quarterback Tyson Bagent had himself a game in that one. And the Chargers need to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive after losing 2 straight games. Chargers will win this one 26-24. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we have the Las Vegas Raiders at Detroit Lions. The Lions are looking for a bounce-back win after an embarrassing loss last week to the Ravens. The Raiders played their worst game last week in their loss to the Bears and now look like one of the worst teams in the league. The Lions will get the bounce-back win and take this one at home 38-17. So every single team is playing this week, and that has been your Week 8 NFL picks. Who will come out on top this week? We will have to see.
And we welcome you back to Horizon High School. So we get ready for the start of the second half here as Horizon, after a dominant first half, they are leading Cactus Shadows 35-0. And Aaron, we saw a big dose of the running game in the first half, and we should expect to see a lot of it in the second half with this lead so large as it is.
Absolutely. You have the running back duo of Zamorano and Segura for Horizon. Both have been incredible tonight. Both have touchdown runs for over 65-plus yards. Being up 35-0, got to expect Horizon to stick to the run game, chew this clock out, and come home with a victory.
So Canyon Floyd gets set to kick it away. We are underway in the second half. This will be fielded for a touchback. The Cactus Shadows will start.
Hopefully we'll see Dixon come out onto this field. He's banged up earlier, thought might have gotten hit in the head. He did come out and played a little bit at the end of the second quarter. Expect him to be out there right now.
So Cactus Shadows will start at the 20-yard line. This Cactus Shadows looks to get something going. First and 10 now at the 20. Motion into an empty backfield. Dixon drops back, slings it to his left, and trying to make the catch and cannot. That was Tyler Hargett looking to make the grab.
Phenomenal coverage there by the Horizon secondary. Thought there might have been a little bit of contact, but the ref was standing right there. Didn't seem to think so. Just really solid coverage.
We'll bring up second and 10 from the 20.
Got the Curtis family in the house. Let me hear you make some noise.
PA announcer trying to rile up the crowd a little bit. He was pretty successful.
Team up by a lot. Do whatever you can. Dixon will step up in the pocket here on second down and run for it. And his speed gets him to the edge, and he gets a huge gain here, maybe 16 yards. There is a penalty marker down.
Yeah, this play might be coming back, but got to emphasize just how quick Dixon is. Unbelievable speed from him.
So elusive. He just gets to the edge, and just that speed just gives him such an advantage. But it is a holding call against the Falcons, so it'll bring him back 10 yards from the previous spot, unless the flag was thrown in a different. Nope, it is exactly 10 yards. So it'll be second and 20 now from the 10-yard line.
Second goal at about 20 from the 10-yard line.
Dixon drops back, fakes it. Trying to motion his defenders or his receivers around, I should say. This one is complete.
Good communication there by Dixon and his receiver.
That was Noah Browse with the catch, getting a 13-yard gain. Will bring up a manageable third down. 3rd and 7 now for the Falcons offense as they look to get something going. We have a rolling clock now in the second half with the deficit being as much as it is. An empty backfield yet again for Dixon. Seems like we're going to get a lot of that the rest of the game. Dixon drops back. Pressure coming immediately. This one's caught, but being brought down right as he makes the catch. Short of the first by a couple yards. Set up a 4th and 2. Not quite sure who caught it. As soon as he was caught, there's a bunch of bodies that surrounded him. It's Billy Deach who makes the catch. So it'll be 4th and short. We expect the offense to stay out there and go for it.
Yeah, the Huskies only rushed 3 on that last play against the normal 5 blockers for Cactus Shadows. I'm really unsure how the defensive tackle on Horizon was able to just get through there untouched. They'll have 4th and 2.
And now a timeout by Coach Litton as he did not like what he saw on the defensive front. And Horizon uses their first timeout of the second half.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, the gridiron goes for
Usually you don't like to waste a timeout so early in the half, especially on defense, but with the way the score is right now, I think Coach Litton is fine using it on this 4th and 2, which could be a huge momentum swing if the Falcons were to pick it up.
March card. Looking good. Playoff start. About 2 weeks.
So again, they didn't like what they saw on defense, so interesting to see what they go with here. If they try to bring the blitz or try to just really just be ready for anything, especially when Cactus Shadows is willing to do whatever it takes to get a first down here with them trailing by 35 points.
The running back handoffs haven't been very successful for the Falcons tonight. I'm not sure what they're going to go with here. Maybe just trying to get them off sides?
It might be. They do run a play. It's a handoff to Stiefel, and he's got plenty for the first down. Penalty marker is down. So the handoff goes for the first, but there's a penalty marker in the backfield.
Yeah, it looked like one of the offensive linemen gave Carson Cobb a little shove after the play. Way after. Wasn't necessary. Should still be a first down. Oh, is that on the defense? Offsetting?
Looks like offsetting penalty, so the first down will stand. And it was both dead ball fouls on Carson Cobb and one of the O-linemen, not sure which one for Cactus Shadows, but regardless, it's good enough for the first. Now we're going to get the referees together to talk for a bit. Still a lengthy conversation going on here.
I think they're just trying to figure out where this ball needs to be placed.
Yeah, I think so too.
The ref walks all the way out to the 50-yard line to place the ball. That doesn't make much sense after offsetting penalties. Makes his way back to the 35, places it there.
So it is first down for the Falcons at the 35 after all that. So Dixon will trot back out and get his offense back out there as they look to keep the drive going. And with that rolling clock, a lot of time came off that as well. Empty backfield. On first down, Dixon drops back, slings it to his left. Incomplete, almost intercepted. It was deflected at the last second there. Calvin Curtis was one of them who looked like he had a shot at the interception, and it falls incomplete, and it'll be second down.
By number 11, Calvin Curtis, 2nd 10.
So 2nd and 10 from the 35.
Sticking to the empty backfield.
Blitz might be coming. It is. Dixon steps up, avoids a couple people, and he's got speed. Trying to get around some defenders. He cannot. He's finally brought down. And now a penalty marker comes out as some very late tackling going on. Anthony Segura, the last one to bring him down. This is likely going to be unnecessary roughness.
That flag caused an eruption from the Huskies crowd. Despite being up 35-0, they're still very locked in and don't like to see the penalty.
It was just a 5-yard scramble for Dixon, and it turns into a 15-yard penalty for the personal foul, and will put it all the way to the Horizon 45-yard line. So it turns into a 20-yard play, essentially. So the Falcons now in Horizon territory on their first drive of the second half. So for just over 5 minutes left in this first half. Or actually in this first half, in this third quarter, I should say, excuse me. This time's moving so quickly. It feels like halftime was pretty much 5 minutes ago, and that's exactly what it is with this rolling clock.
Yeah, moving really
past,
quick.
like maybe, 8 minutes maybe.
You think the Huskies get the ball this quarter?
It's yet to be seen. For now, Cactus Shadows in opponent territory, and they swing it to Deach here on the sweep. And a jet sweep gets them 6 yards to the 39-yard line. So a nice play call there by Cactus Shadows. 6-yard gain. Anything positive at this point is worth noting for this Cactus Shadows offense, who is had so much trouble in this game moving the football. Only a very small handful of plays in opponent territory. Now 2nd and 4 now from the 39-yard line. Dixon fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. And he plows forward for an extra maybe 4 yards there, and he gets to the 30-yard line. Turns into a 9-yard gain, gets him to the 30, and another fresh set of downs for the Falcons.
I think it's a different look for the Huskies defense coming out of the half. I think they're taking their foots off the gas a little bit. They were very aggressive, blitzing, playing tight coverage in the first half, but now with the large lead, I think they're going into a little more of a prevent, trying to avoid the big plays and just let that clock chew.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Stiefel in the backfield. Or Deach, rather, and they motion him out. So it's empty. Dixon. Pressure coming. Kind of flips it, and easy interception there, and it's dropped. Boy, oh boy, the chance was there for Alec Ekholm. Bit of a flip pass from Dixon, just trying to get some kind of positive yardage, try to play hero ball. And Ekholm had no one around him to make the interception. He just dropped it.
I know you're trying to avoid the sack, but you got to be careful with that football. You can't just toss it anywhere you like. I think the best play there was to just throw it out of bounds, but it worked out.
So I think they actually ruled him out. So it's a 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13. Their Huskies showing blitz to see if they bring it. It's a swing pass to the left. It's complete, but going absolutely nowhere. Might have lost a yard there. It's a gang of Huskies were there to bring him down. So it turns into a 1-yard loss, make it 3rd and 14 now from the 34-yard line. Third and long now for the Falcons. Dixon, 2 receivers right and left. Drops back. 4-man rush. Dixon slings it. A little tall, almost into the waiting arms of Tanner Newt. And it falls incomplete. He's looking for Torin Mays, his receiver there, and it's incomplete. Brings up a 4th and long.
Newt's had a couple of those this game where that ball just sails just out of reach of his fingertips. Could be an interception. Unfortunate. I know Newt's looking for it. He's got 3 on the year. Seen a lot of plays like that from him this year. Fortunately, just can't get his hands on that ball.
So 4th and long. Trying to just get something going as this Falcons offense. First down will get him into the red zone. Dixon. Pressure coming. Slings to his right. Throw is complete. And just barely getting enough for the first down. A nice scramble play there by Dixon, able to keep the play alive with his legs, and he's done that all game long, especially with this horizon pressure that's been really all over him all game.
Yeah, he has done a great job extending the play. It's rare that he's able to find someone downfield that's open, but luckily for him on 4th down when you need it most, he did find an open receiver.
And to your point, you were saying if you think Horizon was going to get the ball back there. We're under a minute now in this 3rd quarter. 38 seconds and counting. Dixon drops back. Pressure coming. He'll sling it to his left towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Even with that rolling clock, this might just bring it to the end of the quarter. Nice defensive play there by Evan and Weah. And now 2nd and 10 for the Falcons offense as we get under 10 seconds to play. And that is going to do it for the 3rd quarter. So a very, very quick 3rd quarter with a rolling clock with a deficit for Cactus Shadows being as much as it is. We'll take a quick break here on the Varsity Sports Show. We'll be back for the 4th.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper. running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you. What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Alrighty, after a quick break, we're back for the start of the fourth quarter with Cactus Shadows trailing Horizon 35-0. And as a result, we've been on a running clock since the beginning of the second half, and that third quarter took all of maybe 16, 15 minutes real time, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Not much more than 12.
Just a little bit longer than 12. Only one timeout was used, maybe even 13. Yeah, it was really only a minute of stoppage. So 2nd down and 10, Dixon drops back. Pressure coming. Got to get rid of it, and he does. Incomplete. Throw it away. It's 3rd down. So we'll bring up 3rd and 10, and the clock will still run.
I thought earlier in the season, when games got out of hand like this, that this mercy rule with the running clock didn't come in until a 42-point deficit. Do you know if that changes when it comes into sectional play, Eric?
I think it stays like this, I think for playoffs it might be a little bit more, or maybe just the fourth quarter, but
okay.
I'm not too sure. Too up to date on the high school rules really to know too much, especially the timing rules. 3rd and 10, Dixon drops back, rolls to his right, looking for anybody, and a nice deflection there. Had a guy on the sideline. Nice deflection by Bo Caliendo, the linebacker, able to get his hand on it and force an incompletion. 4th down now. The offense likely will stay out there.
Got to go for it.
Definitely in 4-down territory. Although a score here would likely stop the rolling clock. The Cactus Shadows just trying to find something to play for. Get some points on the board and really just get anything going. Even if you want to look ahead to next week. Empty backfield for Dixon on 4th and 10. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Drops back. Pressure coming. Nowhere to go. Still breaks out of it. He's got to make something happen. Flings it towards the end zone, and it is caught. Boy, somehow Dixon escaped the pressure and flung it downfield. And Torrin Mays, the big receiver, comes down with it for the touchdown. And just like that, Cactus Shadows is on the board.
What an incredible play by Dixon. We talked about it all game long, his ability to extend plays, scrambling out of the pocket. I mean, I thought for sure he was going to go down from that instant pressure from the blitz by Horizon. But again, he's just able to escape, roll out to his right where he's comfortable, slings it because he knows it's 4th down. Receiver came down with it, touchdown.
Torrin Mays, he had 5 catches last week for just 31 yards. He's played a much bigger role in this one, gets the touchdown.
They're going to go for 2.
It looks like they are going to go for 2. So Dixon back out there with Stiefel behind him. 1 receiver on each side.
Might see Dixon try to roll out and run this ball in.
And he fakes the toss, drops back. Avoids a couple defenders. He has to get rid of it, running out of time. And somehow, yet again, finds the open man. It's Stiefel, the running back, for the successful 2-point conversion. Boy, making something out of nothing. Man, Dixon has shown he can really just make magic happen.
Yeah, almost looked just like the touchdown. His ability to roll out to his right. It almost feels like basketball where, you got a left-handed player and you try to force him to his right because he's not as dominant on that side. Dixon's been able to throw the ball rolling out to his right all game long. Huskies might want to try to force him to his left next drive.
So a big drive there from Cactus Shadows. They're able to get on the board and stop the rolling clock as well. So we have 9:53 remaining in this ball game. They cut into the deficit 35-7. Horizon will get the ball, likely anticipating the onside kick here. Tyler Wood, the kicker, on to try to execute the onside here. We saw a fake onside to start the game. Now they're in a situation where they need one. It's executed well. They get the favorable bounces, but unfortunately for Cactus Shadows, Horizon falls right on it. Looks like Jordan Partridge, part of the hands team there, able to secure it. And Horizon will take over at their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10.
I can't go all game without mentioning it. I really like the look of the pink socks Horizon is wearing tonight in support of breast cancer awareness. I think it's clean. You don't see pink and green together too much, but I think it's a really clean look for Horizon.
Yeah, I've noticed it all night too. It's very stylish, and they're really showing out here. I've even seen some defenders right now on Cactus Shadows sporting some pink gloves, and I saw a pink wristband earlier. A lot of pink in the crowd tonight as well.
That's what it's all about. Love to see it.
1st down and 10 for Horizon. Zach Jones will hand it to Bodie Zamorano, who's met immediately behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss. So the Falcons defense anticipating the run, which has worked almost all night there. But with them being as down as much as they are, they're trying to bring as much pressure as possible. Loss of 2, it'll be 2nd and 12. Jones drops back. Slings it to his left. It's complete. Adam Wagner making the catch. Gets a nice 7-yard gain there on 2nd down. Or actually, it is Caden Cox. I wasn't sure. Man, these numbers all really look alike.
They do. Those single digits get tough from where we're sitting.
3rd and 3, and I think they got the defense to jump there. They were bringing a blitz off the edge, maybe one of the nickelbacks there. Extra defensive back in. And he jumps a little too early there, offsides. And it results in an automatic 1st down for Horizon. So 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line of Cactus Shadows. Jones takes a snap, hands it to Zamorano. And he lost the football. It popped into the air. Who's got it at the bottom of the pile? Looks like Horizon might have jumped back on it. And they did. So it turns into a 5-yard gain. Was going to be about 6 or 7, but boy, even from here, I saw that ball pop up into the air a little bit. And
yeah, sometimes you lose that football on a fumble when there's so many people around it, but that ball got up high. You don't see that all the time.
Not that high, but definitely high enough to where we can see it. The whole crowd saw it. Definitely at the crown of the helmets, pretty much. So it turns into a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5. Segura, the running back, now on 2nd down. As he joins Jones to his right. Jones will sling it to Jordan Partridge on a nice little swing pass. Down the sideline he goes, and he's in for the touchdown. A swing screen to Jordan Partridge turns into a 25-yard touchdown. And Horizon answers that Cactus Shadows touchdown with a score of their own. It's 41-8.
Soon to be 42 with Canyon Floyd. Never misses. Coming to kick the PAT.
Well, if he misses it, I know who to blame now.
Oh, you do. And I'll take full blame for it.
Floyd on to kick the extra point. And it's up and through, 42-8, as Aaron pointed out. He just never misses. He's 6 for 6 tonight. 42-8 now with 7:48 to go in this ball game. And Horizon, even with them being up as much as they are, still always nice to see them able to respond very quickly. Especially with the nice little swing pass there. We figured they'd run the ball a lot on that drive, but nice little screen pass gets them a score, and you got to feel good about that if you're Coach Litton.
You do, and you don't have Ashley for this game. You do have the backup, Zach Jones, so I think Litton wants to just give him the full opportunity, give him a full game to play, show off his skills, and he's been incredible tonight. It was a beautiful try for Jones.
Jones has thrown his 3rd touchdown pass of the night, all 3 of them to different targets. He's thrown one to Valentino, he's thrown one to Wagner, and now he's thrown one to Partridge. So spreading the wealth, essentially.
And we've seen 2 different running backs get in the end zone. Segura and Zamorano both have scored. 5 different Huskies with scores tonight.
And Zamorano has 2, Segura with 1, so 6 touchdowns. 5 different Huskies have scored, and 3 via the arm of Zach Jones. Scanyon Floyd will send it away into the end zone for the touchback. So Cactus Shadows will start at the 20-yard line. You know, I will say, I think they went for 2 there because now that Horizon got the score, I know the rolling clock rule is 35 points. So essentially what they did is make sure that they can't get a rolling clock on them, even with a Horizon score.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's a great point, Eric. Trying to make the most out of this game, give your offense a full drive to build off of what they did last time, marching down the field again in the end zone.
Oh, it is running. I take that back. Thought it was 35. But first down here for Cactus Shadows. They hand it off to Stiefel on first down, and he gets maybe 1. He's brought down at the 21-yard line. So back to the rolling clock indeed as we tick just over 7 minutes to go in this ball game.
Stop, 2nd 9 and 21.
So 2nd and 9, Dixon in the shotgun will drop back. Slings it to his left, it's complete. Being brought down at the 26-yard line. Nice little 5-yard pass there. And to a guy who is not on our roster. I can't find 18 anywhere on here, so.
Max perhaps has to do a better job with that.
Might have just been a number switch that wasn't counted for, but, you know, it happens. So a 3rd and 4 now for Cactus Shadows. Dixon fakes the drop back, and he'll scramble for it. Able to use his speed to get to the edge, and boy, man, is he shifty once he gets out of that pocket. He gets all the way to the 40-yard line. A nice little 14-yard scramble on 3rd and 4. And first down for the Falcons now at the 40.
I know they're down 34 right now, but Dixon's had himself a game. He's looked really good out there. Despite only having 8 points, he's doing all he can, and give credit to this Huskies defense for doing their best to contain him.
First down at the 40. Dixon drops back. Slings it downfield, has a guy down there. And still making the catch despite the contact is Billy Deach. Wow, what a catch he made. Right around the 28, maybe the 29-yard line. The flag will most certainly be on the Horizon defender there.
Yeah, we both saw that early contact pass interference on Horizon. Really great play by the receiver to still come down at that ball. Penalty wasn't even needed.
And Billy Deach, based on the stats, he's Dixon's 2nd favorite receiver on the team. Unless they ruled us an incomplete pass, I see both teams kind of walking back towards the line of scrimmage. But it is pass interference on the defense.
Really looked like he came down with that ball.
They might have ruled that it hit the ground there, so now we have a discussion going on.
Yeah, so they are going to say that was incomplete.
So it is incomplete, yeah. So, man, I sure thought he came down with that. That was such a nice effort either way, but regardless, it'll be a first down. So the pass was intended for Billy Deach. Instead, it's an incomplete pass, and after the penalty, it'll still be a first down at the Horizon 45-yard line. So the Falcons have 1st and 10 now at the Horizon 45-yard line. Dixon in the shotgun, 3 receivers left, 1 to his right. He's got a running back flanking him to the right. Dixon slings it over the middle, almost intercepted, but it's caught. What a nice catch there by Torrin Mays, who's got a touchdown already tonight. Makes a tough catch in traffic to the 24-yard line. He goes. Nice gain of 21 there on first down. And the Falcons showing some signs of life as we get towards the end of this game.
I think that was the first time this game that the Falcons were able to hold up, their offensive line, hold up on a Huskies blitz. Dixon wasn't forced to scramble out. He was able to just stand there in the pocket, find his receiver down the field, and throw a beautiful ball for the first down.
So first down from the 24. Dixon design roll out to his right. He'll fling it towards the end zone. Has a man open down there, and it's caught for the touchdown. And a nice design play call there from Cactus Shadows. They get it into the arms of Noah Brous, the wide receiver. And the top wideout on Cactus Shadows brings in a touchdown. Gets Cactus Shadows 6 more points, make it 42-14, and looks like they're going to go for 2 yet again.
Why not? Try out some plays. I'm sure the coach has plenty of 2-point plays in his playbook that he has to offer, and he's going to see how they play out here. Kind of treating it like practice.
Noah Brous making his 7th touchdown catch of the year. It's Dixon's 2nd touchdown pass of the night. First one to Torrin Mays, this one to Noah Brous. So 2-point conversion attempt. Dixon will swing it to the right. It's caught by Billy Deach, and he's got nowhere to go. Brought down immediately at the 1-yard line. Calvin Curtis, the defender who came up to make the play. Nice play there, will result in a failed 2-point conversion. And 4.5 left in this game, as the clock will not roll anymore, with the deficit back to 28. 42-14 in favor of Horizon.
In normal circumstances for Horizon, with Jace Ashley healthy, this would be kind of Zach Jones territory. We've seen it time and time again, bringing in the backup quarterback when the lead is grown to this large. But without Ashley and Jones being the starter, kind of expect Jones to just ride out this game at this point.
Wouldn't be surprised to see them just milk the clock with the ground game. But a point to really bring up here, too, is this Cactus Shadows offense is as down as they are. They've shown a nice job, even against the second-string defenders. I mean, still, you're still playing in a football game, very competitive game. They did a very good job of really spreading the defense out and just, like I said, getting some positives going into next week. And they fake the kickoff. It's an onside kick, and it's recovered right at midfield. Looks like Jax Markovich was the one falling on it.
Onside kick recovered by number 88, Jax Markovich.
So the onside kick, once again by Cactus Shadows, goes for naught. And it looks like we still have a rolling clock, so I think it's just based off possessions, like you said earlier. So we get just over 4 minutes left in this ball game.
Coach Litton taking some time to talk to his team over on the Horizon sideline, probably just saying, let's protect the football, avoid any injuries, close this game out with a win. Got some substitutes in now. It's not Segura or Zamorano in the backfield behind Jones.
So Jones on first down will hand it to the new running back. Looks like that's
Running back number 85, Johnny Issett.
Johnny Issett.
Johnny Issett, indeed.
99, Gavin Browse.
So Issett takes it for a yard.
Issett's a sophomore. Segura, being one of the seniors, won't be in that running back room next year, so maybe Litton's just trying to get a little look at Johnny Issett in these last few plays.
And it's crazy to think Samorano's only a sophomore as well. So we got a couple years ahead of him. Jones will hand it back to Issett here on second down. Has some room on the left side. Gets maybe 6 or 7. See where they mark him. They mark him out at the 43, it looks like. So they mark him down at the 44-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 4 from the 44. My partner Aaron will head down to the field and get ready for his post-game interview with Coach Litton, which you guys can see on our social media pages. Jones gets hit as he throws on 3rd down. It's still complete. And a nice pitch and catch there. Jake Giroux making the catch. It's good enough for the Husky first down as we get closer to 2 minutes left in this ball game. Jones hands it off to Issett, and he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Brought down by a group of Falcon defenders there.
Tackle number 40, Jason Thompson. Second 10 from 38.
Under 2 minutes to play now, 138 and counting. Jones drops back. He's going to go deep towards the end zone. Has a couple receivers down there, and it is intercepted. Jones just trying to force it downfield, trying to get another score on the board, and it's picked off. Cooper Schweigert, the corner, with the interception. And Jones trying to force it downfield. And that's his first interception of the season. Came into this game with no INTs. Gets one here, and with 1:24 remaining in this game, it gives Cactus Shadows the ball back, albeit at the 2-yard line. They're 98 yards away from the end zone. So let's see what they do on offense here. So first down and 10 for Cactus Shadows at the 2-yard line. Empty backfield for Dixon. And it looks like maybe a false start. It is. So it'll move him back all of 1 yard. So first and 11 now at the 1-yard line. Another empty backfield here for Dixon. 2 receivers left, 3 to his right. 1:24 to go. Dixon drops back. He'll step up in the pocket, break a couple tackles, still going, and finally brought down to the 22-yard line. Nice little 21-yard scamper by the sophomore QB. And just adding some yardage to his totals. And the clock will continue to run. No sense of urgency from either side here as Cactus Shadows will still slowly jog to the line. Empty backfield yet again. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Dixon drops back. Rolls to his right, throws it downfield, and a nice sideline grab there by Noah Browse. Able to keep his toes inbound. Nice little 13-yard pitch and catch there. Actually, they'll mark it 12 yards at the 34-yard line.
First and 10, Falcons.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line. Clock continues to wind. 45 seconds and counting. And now we're going to get a timeout called by Cactus Shadows. As we get to the closer to the end of this game, and if you guys are sticking around to the end, at least I do, I strongly advise that if you're not watching it already, you tune into Game 1 of the World Series between the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are representing the state of Arizona very well against the Texas Rangers after a game-tying 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th. There's already drama in that game, so go check that out if you haven't already. It's in the bottom of the 11th with 1 out, currently in a pitching change. But boy, oh boy, been waiting. First extra innings game of the postseason, I believe. Couldn't have come at a better time in Game 1 of the Fall Classic. D-backs were 2 outs away from a win. But a game-tying 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th sent it to extra innings, and that's where we are now. Still 5-5. Back to the football game. 44 seconds left on the game clock. It'll be first and 10 from the 34. Empty backfield for Dixon. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Dixon drops back, rolls to his right, motioning receivers downfield, flings it. Has a man down there, and it's incomplete. Had Noah Browse down there, as well as Tyler Hargett. And it'll fall incomplete as the clock will stay stopped here. 36 seconds left. I believe since Cactus Shadows is in possession of the ball, they will not keep it as a rolling clock. I think only the team that's winning when it's less than 35 points will not get a rolling clock used on them. So second down and 10 from the 34, and Another empty backfield here for Cactus Shadows. Dixon, 3 receivers left to the right. Dixon drops back. Pocket collapses yet again. Again rolls to the right. This one's deflected off of a helmet. And incomplete. Might have been trying to hit one of his receivers, maybe Browse over the middle on a drag route. End up hitting one of the defensive linemen in the helmet. It popped into the air, but fortunately for Cactus Shadows, the ball deflected out of bounds. So 2nd and 10 now from the 34-yard line. Or rather, 3rd and 10, I should say. As the down marker was wrong. Now we fixed it. It's now 3rd and 10. 26 seconds to go, I should say. Dixon drops back. Now steps up in the pocket, flings it over the middle. It's complete to Mays. He's tackled at the 48-yard line. And Mays gets a 14-yard gain. 17.9 left. And Cactus Shadows will take a timeout. They've got 1 left in this ball game. Just looking to get something going here as they're 2 yards away from midfield. Trailing by 28. Like I said, they're just trying to probably get something going. Just some positive momentum for next week. Something to look back on. And Donovan Dixon has been really just trying his best to keep his team in the game and just trying to make something happen. Dixon drops back. Able to avoid pressure to his left. Now slings it downfield. Has a man wide open at the 20-yard line. Still going inside the red zone now and finally being brought down at about the 15-yard line. And we'll get a final timeout from Cactus Shadows. Finally brought down. And he was wide open and no defenders near him. Cactus Shadows calls its final timeout. As we likely are set for the final play of this ball game. But Cactus Shadows, just despite the score, they have definitely put a lot of fight into this game, especially here in the final seconds. Not giving up. Speaking of 4 seconds left in this ball game. So we get set for the final play of the game. Horizon's defense has been very great up to this point, just 2 touchdowns allowed. And the last 2 coming in the second half with most of their second stringers in. Dixon drops back, empty backfield. Looking for the end zone and deflected and incomplete. And that's going to put a bow on this one. Had a man down there. Looks like it was Billy Deach looking to get on the board with a touchdown. It falls incomplete, and that's going to wrap it up here tonight. And I apologize to those of you who I told to go watch the D-backs game at the World Series Game 1. It actually just ended on a walk-off home run by Texas. So, and if I spoiled it for you, I'm sorry, but D-backs dropped Game 1. Anyways, back to this game. It's all over here from Horizon High School. Horizon with a dominant performance on defense and offense. 3 touchdowns through the air, 3 on the ground. Zach Jones was very good in a spot start with Jace Ashley's injury last week. Thrown into action here and against Cactus Shadows delivered with 3 touchdown passes, and Bodie Zamorano added 2 touchdowns on the ground with Segura getting 1 as well. And Horizon with an all-around great performance here against Cactus Shadows, who drops to 3-6 overall, 0-5 in section play as Horizon goes to 7-2 and 3-1 in section play as we get set next week for the regular season finale here at Horizon against ALA Gilbert North. The finale of the regular season as we get ready for playoffs. It was a fun game to cover here tonight. A very dominant performance from the opening kickoff for the Horizon Huskies.
Next week, your freshmen will play their last game here at home against ALA Gilbert. That'll be November 1st at 6 p.m.
And we thank those of you joining us. And for my partner, Aaron Nemiroff, I'm Eric Castellon, and thank you for joining us. It was a 42-14 victory for the Horizon Huskies over the Cactus Shadows Falcons. We'll see you next week when they take on ALA Gilbert North here on the Varsity Sports Show.